Alrighty fam, welcome back to another video. Am I late to the party? A little bit. Is it because I just got back from a different state? Probably. So whatever, we're doing this video and I want to talk about where I'm at, what my plan is, why I'm torn, why I'm patiently waiting, and we're going to talk about this girl, basically in short. So as you guys know, we had the new ELAINE drop as, well, not part of, but you know, on top of the collab banner. I'm hoping you guys did what you wanted to do on this, or didn't. I don't think it was personally worth it for me, but hey, anyway, we're here to talk about ELAINE. So ELAINE is here. You guys have probably seen a whole bunch of YouTubers already do stuff on it. Like I said, I'm slightly late to the party. I'm also, really looking forward to the partner program where I'm going to get gems to be able to summon on this to give you guys showcases, but more to, I'm at a point for, I'm very light spender / free to play, right? So I want to talk through what my thought process is. I'm rambling. You guys get what I mean. We're going to talk through what you should do as a free to play player, at least for me, and what I'm going to do. So first off, let's look at the banner. Now this banner is a steaming pile of hot garbage. Apart from I like Green Arthur, but you don't need to be in this banner to pull him. The rest of them are all, I mean, this Alat is good for Nidhogger if you don't have Summer Margaret, I guess. But then it's very hard to do anyway. And then obviously you have the new Liz for, excuse me, I sneezed. And you have the new Liz for the LR unit. And then you also have, obviously, the new ELAINE. Now, this new ELAINE actually kind of pops off. She's actually pretty damn solid. So increases crit defense of fairy allies, then increases damage dealt up to 32% for every buff they have, and then at the start of any turn decrease all their related stats by 20%, and then increase allies with attack related stats for every debuff applied to the enemy. So basically, you can have up to 20% attack related stat increase, you do up to 32% more damage, and you decrease their defensive related stats by 20%, and you're tankier. This is a pretty damn solid passive, right? Then you have a standard attack buff card, which is also going to increase all your attack, and then you just have a weak point single target and then a crappy ult. So this plus her passive is actually really damn good. The problem that we have with this is, let's have a look at this. This is our fairy selection so far, and if you guys can tell by the amount that I've invested into the fairy team, it's not a lot. This is pretty much, and then maybe that king, and then maybe this king are probably the only two real units at the moment that you would want to run with that new ELAINE, right? Now, every YouTuber's talking about it, we're all talking about it. There's a potential that there could be a fairy festival unit dropping, which would make this girl really good. But the problem is as well that I have is it's most likely going to be not most likely, but generally they do sins, right? So it's very likely that it could be a king, but I don't want another king, right? Like I would love a Glocks, like a festival Glocks would be sick. Then you could have Chad King, you could have ELAINE, you could have festival Glocks, and then I don't know, still maybe you could run this girl in the back line, I don't know. It's a holy relic, there you go. Maybe you could run that in the back line, I don't know. But like, the point is like, it's actually a solid unit, but she has no support, right? So we have the benefit of being in global to just take a beat, wait and see what we're gonna have coming, right? In terms of the festival units. So for me, in terms of the ELAINE itself, I think I'm in a bit of a holding pattern where what I'm going to do is I'm going to wait to see what the next festival unit is before I make a decision, right? So this is a buff card, obviously increased attack related stats by 30%, very nice. And then we have a weak point card as well. So this is the point where it's like, okay, what do we do here? Do we summon on a really good fairy unit, and then hope she gets support, or do we wait? And I think the easiest thing for anyone that's maybe gone in and summoned on a collab unit or on DK, or I summoned on Summer Margaret because I needed Summer Margaret, right, is just hold off. Because also, I don't know where you guys are at with your gems, but I'm only at just under 600 myself already. back from summoning on Summer Margaret, where I did around a full rotation, basically. So having 600 gems, I don't want to have 0 gems going into the festival. So unless you have a real good thing for fairies, the problem is you really pretty much only got ELAINE and King. Like what's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 kings and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 ELAINEs now. So you have, was it 9 kings, 7 ELAINEs? That's 16 out of the 21 units. Wow, 16 out of 21 of the units are 2 characters. That's kind of nutty. You have 3 Hellbrims, 2 Gloxes, and 1 Gearhard, right? So, again, back to her. Yes, she's cool. Yes, she's a great fairy support with this passive, but I would highly recommend, especially if you're not spending a whole bunch of gems, just hold off a little bit, wait, see what comes in terms of the festival. Because if they bring us like a human or a goddess or a giant or anything that's not a fairy, this girl just becomes completely irrelevant. And she's a lot of fun, don't get me wrong. I've seen some teams where she's done this and she's built it with King, and then we've seen Barn come in as well because his passive works with it in terms of I think it's Extortion Zone that works with it, wherever it is. There you go, applicable ally, right? So that works as well. So that's actually been a pretty solid team. And then you run like, Zeldris in the back for a debuff because she also works off of debuffs, right? So that's been really cool. I've seen that as a fun team. But again, like if you're not, the only real applicable use she has is kind of a fun fairy unit team. So whereas festivals, generally speaking, I mean, what are the festivals that we've had? We've had Chad King, who was didn't dominate, I wouldn't say, but was very useful and a great PvE unit. We've had the one ultimate, of course, insane. We've had Trader Melly. We've had, that Barn's, to be fair, a less PvE unit. You've had Mael, which has been used for Demonic Beast battle. We've had Merlin, like they've all kind of, to be fair, that was a pretty average one. But they all have multiple uses and are usually must summons. So yeah, that's kind of why I'm in a bit of a holding pattern at the moment, which is a little bit frustrating because it means I don't have as much content as I want to give you guys as I could. But yeah, and same thing with the LR. Where am I going? I have bugger all legendary seals. Probably should have just left LR Escanor until I got, where is she? LR. Where's the Red Liz? She's here somewhere. Anyway, LR Red Liz. That's the blue. There she is. So I got this one, and then I could have run her on Nidhogg, but again, I don't really need her for Nidhogg. I can still clear 3 floors. Takes a bit of a trek, but I can still do it, right? So yeah, she's out, and that's why I'm holding off on ELAINE. So you guys let me know what you think down in the comments below. Let me know if you're summoning, if you're waiting, whatever. But again, thanks for your patience, guys. I got there in the end on this one, and let me see you in the next one. That was a bit of a blooper, wasn't it? See you guys in the next one. Cheers.